Good morning. How are you today? Well, it's chilly and it's a little wet out today. So the weather report from Northern Virginia is slightly uncomfortable, but bracing. The report from Washington, D.C. is encouraging. I think there are several levels in which the Trump administration has tried to perpetuate itself despite losing this last election to Biden. One is the courts. Two is activities by the executive department. Three is attacking the Electoral College, if you will. So first of all, going into the courts. Trump is doing a miserable job there because he's coming up dry. He's not coming up with any specific voter fraud that he can point to that would justify overturning an election, freezing the votes, or anything like that. It's been pretty sad. Also, they're running short of money, and the lawyers are even upset about going into court and lying. And when I say even the lawyers, that's not the way I practice law, not the way I was taught to do it, not what I found to work in cases. Next up is he's trying to slow the transition. Well, this is not Biden's first rodeo, and so they have a lot of ability by contacts, even in this administration, the career officers, to know what's going on. The biggest missing element is the intelligence, and there are Republicans on the Hill that are pushing to see that Trump gets that information so that he's ready to serve. Why are the Republicans putting up with this at all? Well, it's because Trump got 70 million votes, and these guys know that he will have strength in the days ahead that can affect their elections and their political life. And that's what happens when you embrace evil like this. You know, the devil and Daniel Webster, the deal with the devil. That's what this is. And that's what they made. And so they live with it. And they also are afraid about losing the Senate. And they're hoping that by embracing Trump somewhat, even though he lost Georgia, that will help them in that Senate race. The third part is the theory that was advanced in the Atlantic, which is that they would, despite whatever state law there is as to the electors, that they would instead change their vote and vote for Trump. In other words, they would steal the election by ignoring the normal rules and elevating electors to a point of independence so that they would deny what the voters told them to do and instead vote for Trump. Now, there's already been pushback in Pennsylvania where they pushed this the hardest, and it's kind of, well, foolish to choose Pennsylvania because Biden, if I remember, has 50,000 votes over Trump there, and there's no recount or attack that's ever going to get you past that. So it's not clear to me, even if you were to pry off a couple of electors, not only would you humiliate and shame them for life if they accepted it, but it probably wouldn't be effective. So I see a path which is terrible for Trump. I know we celebrate that. I certainly do. And the other question is, how does this appear to this country and the world? Well, Trump has managed again to stain one of our proudest achievements, which is to have a civilized transfer of power, particularly between parties, especially after hard-fought campaigns. And what it does is it underscores the real battle here, which is between a Democrat and an autocrat. And the world has seen these people, and our brand has been, we are the Democrats. We profess belief in the people and the voters, rather than some penny dictator like Trump, who embraces autocrats around the world. So we're going to go through this passage in which that appears to be the struggle. In the end, we're going to win it because we have the numbers and because there's a shift in the country. And we haven't gotten far enough right, apparently, to embrace an autocratic rule. This takes us back to the Founding Fathers. This was their greatest fear. This is why they set in motion the powers that could check an autocrat. Unfortunately, they don't seem to work. That's what we learned from the impeachment of Trump, because he went on to do so much worse or as bad after the Ukraine impeachment. So I think that the faux coup is more faux than coup, and I think the signals are good. And I know these are uncertain times because we have that bigoted autocrat in the White House. But on January the 20th, government's going to shift, and I think there'll be shifts before that. So get out, don't be too cool, have a good day, and I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.